Are you okay?
I am now.
Good.
In The Deer Hunter, during the intense Russian roulette scenes, John Savage encountered real rats in the cages, causing him to scream,
"Oh God! I got all these rats in here!"
He was actually calling out to director Michael Cimino, but since it added genuine emotion and De Niro's character was also named Michael, they decided to keep it in the film.
"Oh God! I got all these rats in here!"
In The Shining, the year-long shoot was tough on everyone, but Shelley Duvall suffered the most. Director Stanley Kubrick kept criticizing her, made her do 127 takes of the baseball bat scene, and told the crew not to support her. The stress made her hair fall out, and she cried on set for hours every day. Surprisingly, Duvall later said the experience felt oddly therapeutic.
Here's Johnny!
In The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock treated Tippi Hedren very poorly. He was obsessed with her and harassed her throughout filming, even trying to assault her once. In one scene, Tippi Hedren was promised only mechanical birds, but Alfred Hitchcock had live birds thrown at her instead. The brutal 5-day shoot left Hedren covered in real injuries, and she suffered nightmares of flapping wings. She only finished the movie when a doctor ordered Hitchcock to give her a week off to recuperate.
Johnny!
In Carry On Loving, director Gerald Thomas made Valerie Shute repeat a scene where she was hit with a cream cake so many times that it irritated her skin and made her hate cream cakes forever.
Go get the butter.
In Last Tango in Paris, Maria Schneider felt very uncomfortable during a scene where Marlon Brando's character sexually assaulted her with butter. She was only told about this addition right before they filmed it and felt humiliated, saying she felt violated by both Brando and director Bernardo Bertolucci. After the scene, Brando didn't even apologize or comfort her. In Titanic, Kate Winslet's time on set was far from smooth. During a scene in the massive water tank, she feared drowning, and the tough working conditions made her vow never to work with director James Cameron again. Winslet described Cameron as having a temper like you wouldn't believe. However, she later changed her stance and reunited with him for Avatar. While filming The Abyss, Cameron kept the cameras rolling after Ed Harris had run out of oxygen, capturing the actor's real panic. When he got out of the tank, Harris went up to Cameron and punched him.
That's such a good idea!
In the same movie, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio was also forced to go through the resuscitation scene so many times that she got angry and stormed off the set.
Thank God damn it!
The cast's nervous laughter at her revival was genuine due to dealing with the stress. In Carry On Behind, director Gerald Thomas forced Sherry Hewson and Carol Hawkins to film bikini scenes in snowy weather. Their skin turned so blue that the makeup team had to paint them yellow to make them look normal. In Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino had Uma Thurman perform a car stunt without a stunt double, despite her wanting one. He assured her it was safe, but she crashed into a tree, resulting in a concussion and knee damage. Later, Tarantino called it the biggest regret of his life. In Alien, director Ridley Scott placed a veiled cage with a German Shepherd in front of Jones the cat and unveiled it right at action. So, when the alien rose up behind Brett, Jones's hissing and fear were completely real. In Desperado, Salma Hayek's breakout role came with unexpected stress. She revealed that the director, Robert Rodriguez, didn't tell her about the love scene with Antonio Banderas until after filming had already started. Although both Rodriguez and Banderas were kind and supportive, Hayek found the scene overwhelming. As a new actress, she struggled with anxiety, especially thinking about how her family would react to it. In The Exorcist, the filming experience was terrible for the actors. Director William Friedkin went to extreme lengths to make them uncomfortable, even keeping a gun on set and firing it to frighten them. He believed it was hard for actors to create genuine fear on command, so he used various shocking techniques, including slapping actors and chilling the set to make their breath visible. Additionally, both Linda Blair and Ellen Burstyn suffered injuries from stunts that went wrong. In Into the Blue, Jessica Alba was pushed to film a scene with a live 7-foot tiger shark. She was told the shark was docile, but with chum in the water, she felt it was too risky. Frustrated, she suggested using a rubber dolphin instead. When the director kept insisting, she left for shore, telling him to jump in if he wanted the scene that badly. In the to-do list, Aubrey Plaza was shocked to find out she was told to actually masturbate on camera for a scene. She thought the scene would be simulated, but director Maggie Carey set the camera above her and instructed her to do it for real.
There's a scene where you pleasure yourself. How do you approach that kind of scene?
How do I approach it? Mentally? Or...
Just...
In Zodiac, Robert Downey Jr. reportedly faced strict rules from director David Fincher, who sometimes wouldn't allow actors to take bathroom breaks to get more takes. In the documentary Side by Side, it was mentioned that Downey was so frustrated he started using mason jars to collect his urine and left them on set as a form of protest.
Are you okay?
No. Thank you for asking.
In Three Kings, David O. Russell displayed alarming behavior on set. When an extra refused to perform a stunt, Russell reportedly nearly assaulted them, leading George Clooney to intervene. In the heat of the moment, Russell head-butted Clooney, which resulted in Clooney vowing never to work with him again.
That was at that moment they were butting heads the whole movie, and George turns around, and George looked like he wanted to rip him in half, and Dave was like, "Come on!"
In Deliverance, Burt Reynolds broke his coccyx while going down the rapids after his canoe capsized. A dummy was initially used, but it looked too fake, so Reynolds did the stunt himself. When he later asked how it looked, director John Boorman replied, "Like a dummy going over a waterfall." In Psycho, Alfred Hitchcock allegedly switched between hot and ice-cold water during the shower scene to get real screams from Janet Leigh. In The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, Ian McKellen nearly quit due to the challenges of acting alone in front of a green screen, since his character had to be digitally scaled to appear larger than the Hobbits. To cheer him up, Peter Jackson and the crew organized a Gandalf Appreciation Day, filling his tent with Lord of the Rings mementos, which convinced him to stay.
A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
In Roar, director Noel Marshall created a horror movie about a researcher living with hundreds of jungle cats, which turned into a real-life disaster. One major mistake was buying nearly 150 jungle cats instead of renting them, and they housed them on a ranch near Los Angeles. The film's production was filled with danger, including Marshall getting bitten by a lion and Melanie Griffith being mauled multiple times. John Marshall even needed 56 stitches after a lion caught his head in its mouth. In Justice League, director Joss Whedon had a lot of drama during reshoots. Actor Ray Fisher called out his abusive behavior, and Gal Gadot supported him. Whedon reportedly told Gadot to shut up and say the lines he wrote, threatening to make her look bad and ruin her career if she didn't do what he wanted.